and the upgrades are not doing as well as I'd hoped. I'm Callie Jack. This is How Not to Game with Callie Jack. And I'm obviously showing you how not to game because I cannot turn this company around no matter what I'm trying to do. But we're still in the process of trying to upgrade the system so that we can do things. Let's go to the Milkmaid. The Milkmaid is where we're probably the best chance to do things. Let's go ahead and send that to the depot. Zero in on him. Close out that one. We're done looking at finances. This guy we're going to think about next is the Ep51. And one of our buses, the Gaz 2, is no longer on the roads, so we're going to have to upgrade. Our profitability is not looking good here. Peak is about 700, so yeah, if we can upgrade this line for the Milkmaid, we will be looking a lot better. It's coming up from Hastings now. So what can we do for the Milkmaid? Well, I think I'm going to put out a gremlin and see what milk car now is far better. We're carrying 15 versus 9. Yeah. So we're almost double in capacity. So I think that would be a good idea. Going to be running fewer cars. So it was 9 times 6 is what? 36. And now with 15, we're running 45. So let's go ahead and put this onto the Milkmaid and see if this crane upgrades it, and go ahead and sell the original Milkmaid convoy. We got our gremlin out. Yes, I know I was numbering trains here and everything, but I've stopped doing that for now. It was a good initial idea, and down the road I might do that. Number my consists. Give the lead engine a number. The Hastings tab collier is beginning to cause us some problems as well. And I think that's a good one to take and think about upgrading, and upgrading the line speed the whole way. So, how would we do that? Well, it's pricey. 120. And then it costs us $540 a month after that. Much, much worse financially. But at the same time, it will be a better system run. There we go. Begin speeding these trains up and see if anything improvement occurs on our main line here. There we go. So the main line's been updated. For that portion. Now we need to go over to the Hastings tab. And upgrade that section of rail. This guy's cruising along pretty good right now. Milkmaid's back into the black technically, but we'll find out if that train's actually going to function. So the Hastings tap is another one that once we get it there, let's go ahead, just retire it and put out a new train onto that system. A new consist. And again, we're just going to build that same thing. Use a gremlin because they last till 60. And then throw a bunch of cars behind it till it gets down to around 67. Put him on the tap and see if that improves our finances. Slowly but surely upgrading our system. Slowly but surely. If I drank less coffee during gameplay, it would probably go a lot faster, wouldn't it? Ips Glass Collier 1, another one that we really should consider, and I'm going to send him out to retire. Let's go ahead, head on up to where he's at. He works out of the main yard, so Telford mine, so we're going to come up to Telford. And set ourselves up again. Same thing. That same setup. And we're going to put him onto the Ips Glass Collier 1. So he'll be headed in to start loading, and hopefully that will improve service. Another thing we can do to improve our profitability long term is to look at which trains are in, or vehicles are in depot. So we're just going to go all vehicles, no sort, and special filter in a depot. We got a car sitting there. Let's go ahead and sell that car in that depot. We're going to leave this open and see if it populates with anything as trains retire out or go to depot. We do have one that went to depot, and I think we sold it. Yeah, we sold that train. Okay. So as we're slowly but surely upgrading our system, what is the monthly looking like? The monthly, unfortunately, is diving deeper into the hole again after a short period of top end being higher for a little bit. It's going to take time for all of this to be fixed. Another thing that we can do to improve service is this bridge is causing us problems. He's limited to 60. Let's see what we can do and put out an 80 iron bridge across that. There we go. So we now have deployed an actual iron bridge with the right clearances, hopefully, for the under truss bridge. And we will see if this is improving service on both the Milkmaid and any other lines using it, such as the short jumper. And pretty soon we're going to have to take a peek down south. We also need to look at another train servicing this stop. which is the Grand Boss. The Grand Boss has been running on the motor cars, and they're full up. So maybe it's time to look at the difference between the motor cars, which have what sort of capacity. So we need 156 passengers because we're full up on the Ground Boss. And maybe we just need a better line servicing the Grand Boss. So let's take a peek at the Grand Boss. What's that station schedule? Starts at Telford. We're going to tag it to go start at Telford from now on. But he's actually going to Oxford, so you know what? We're going to replace him at Oxford. Come back to that vehicle list. He's on his way there, so we're going to tell him to retire when he gets there. Just going to collect those cars, see what we can do. We're going to upgrade the speed on that line section. And this should give us a slightly faster throughput on the Grand Boss. And maybe we can even put a second train out on him. Head on over to our known dispatch yard, our new dispatch yard. And one thing we really should consider for the dispatch yard is dropping in a sign. Another one we may want to consider doing is that bridge and upgrading the glass train, because we can definitely get better production onto the glass train. Maybe even to the point where we're starting to see better production overall. But for right now, we're going to hold off. We're doing the Grand Boss, who's coming in, so we got to get him fast. And we're going to go with that same setup. That's got a capacity of 224. It's going to cost us 1052, so hopefully we're going to make some money. And we're going to put him onto the Grand Boss. There he goes. Now we're going to dispatch the new, faster train. And then we've got this little segment of line here to bring up to snuff speed-wise. Right there. And right through there. Now, one other thing I want to take a peek at is how long was that train? So I'm going to buy the exact same train to see if he was a 2 or 3. He's still a 2. Okay. But down the road, we're going to need to start thinking about expanding this station a little bit at a time. That train's definitely hauling Keister just a little bit faster. He's got his behind in motion with the locomotion. There he goes. And he's running back at what capacity? Full up. So we will see if the Grand Boss becomes a profitable line for us once more. This guy, now empty, let's go ahead and tell him to go to depot. come on back up to where we're dispatching out to Telford at, or to Ips Glass at, which is here. Grab ourselves a gremlin. How many boxcars can we put behind him? 22 versus 23. We're going to go with the 23 car. Boxcars. Leave it at a 3 long stration. It is a little bit long. I do worry about this one. We will need to see. And that is on the box local. I believe. Double check that. Well, that's him right there, ain't it? Oh, he's got an EMD FT on the front. And he's not making money? Well, let's see if this fixes it. Retire him away. We've launched the other guy that he can start doing it. And the Grand Boss is ignoring his waypoints. Oh, we removed the waypoint. Well, that explains a lot. Let's do an insert, and we're going to put, because the Grand Boss... No, the Grand Boss is doing his line. That's the right lineage for Grand Boss. This is the Teleburn Blaster. And the Teleburn Blaster is going to need a new setup to get down to burning. Okay, so let's take a look at that one. He's running the motor cars, and again, full up, all that. 762, did that make money? Doesn't look like it, but some of that's going to be the dispatch. We're going to need to find a different way to take and do that one too. That train's not going to make us the money that I need it to. But at the same time, it's moving a lot of passengers, which we've needed to do for a while. We're at the 19 minute mark now. Hey, we're going to call it a session, an episode. This has been episode 51. Hope you're enjoying the Pak128. Prettier version of the game with the trees left on this time instead of turning them to shaded out. We're just trying to improve function up here on Cali Jack. Looking at him, not so certain it's going to work. I really am not. We need to get him back up into the single digits of loss per month. But at some point, I'm going to have to take and do the big move. Our next episode, we'll be heading back down south to take a peek at Inland Valley and coastal transports and see what we're doing there. I'm Cali Jack. Have a better day than I'm having.